but not the review of the pay-per-view you think it's going to be. No, 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 because I did not watch that pay-per-view. I watched this pay-per-view. And this pay-per-view was the Dragon Gate United We Stand pay-per-view. I think that was the name of it. Which, yeah, was this weekend. Well, I guess it started airing this weekend. And, so, let's talk about this show, shall we? Yes, let's talk about it. One thing, you know, the thing, and the thing is, I watched this show, and then I started to watch a Chikara show. And it's kind of odd, because Chikara and Dragon Gate play a lot of the same venues. These smaller venues, and first thing I noticed when the show started was it was a very small venue, didn't seem to be a lot of people there, and it did hurt the atmosphere, where in Chikara it doesn't hurt the atmosphere so much. Also, we had lots of like segments and them trying to do storylines and this, that, and the other. And I found it very odd because Chikara can do a lot of storyline development and that sort of thing in the ring, where for some weird reason Dragon Gate hasn't been able to do that, and I think that's one of my problems with Dragon Gate. I basically watched the show because I had nothing better to do, so it wasn't like a show or I honestly would not have watched the show. I've not been necessarily pleased with Dragon Gate, though we are gonna go to one of the shows, WrestleMania weekend, which should be good. Be able to see Pac live, which should be good. And he was on the show, but we opened with a segment, I would say, where which led to, a match down the road. CIMA, Naruki, Dragon Kid, and Ricochet came out, said they weren't going to wrestle tonight, and then Jimmy Jacobs came out, said he wanted some competition, and he'd find him some guys, and that they would take him on tonight, and it didn't come off very good. Like, what I just did was probably better than how it came off, honestly. It came off like that. And then we had the opening match, which was AR Fox taking on CHEECH Hernandez. This was okay. It was a lot of spots. Reminded me of the first Evolve show. A lot of the matches there. We had a lot of spots, but nothing really else going on. It was pretty stuff, but there was also it was like, why do I care about these guys? Honestly. I mean, it was like, which is one of my problems with Dragon Gate, is USA, is that they bring in these indie guys that aren't necessarily names. And I know they gotta build guys up, but you could build guys up on the DVDs and make it so that they have a little bit more like, oh wow, did you hear about this guy? Let's see this guy. Which they do with the Japanese talent, and they bring the Japanese talent in, so I don't understand that, but anyways. Then we got Tozawa taking on BB Hulk. This was great, honestly. It took a while, I think it dragged a little bit, but it was set up to be like a match of the year contender type match, as far as length and everything, but it just didn't click all the way through, but it was still a great match. I mean, that's I'm not talking like there was parts of it where you're like, oh wow, this is going to be a long match type of thing. So, still great, worth seeing. Probably the one match to kind of go out of your way to see, but it's not so great to order the show just for that, so I would say that. We had Homicide versus Jon Moxley in a match, which was okay. Not even okay, really. I don't even know what I would call it. It was like they went all around. They got Moxley on the mic, which didn't work because, as has been the case, these guys use the live mics and then they don't come across very well. It's very bad audio. You can't necessarily tell what they're saying. Just was not good. It was just long and drawn out, and you didn't get. I mean, for a match that got this much length and was supposed to be a street fight, and it needed more than what it got. This was like this match could have been 10 minutes, and it would have been just as good. And we got a lot more than 10 minutes. So there you go. Then we got Jimmy Jacobs, Yamato, Austin Aries, Sami Callihan, who wound up showing up at the last second to be the fourth guy, taking on Ricochet, CIMA, Naruki, and Dragon Kid. This was really good. My only real problem with it was there was parts that really, really dragged, even though there was stuff going on. But it was kind of like, it was like really good, but that was about it. Again, there's just something, I don't know what it is about Dragon Gate. It's even more so than like when I watch PWG, because I watch PWG and sometimes I'm like, I watch this stuff and I'm just like, what is it about? You know, it's just I can't get into it for whatever reason. Really good match. Had a lot of great moves, and some people probably really would have liked this match, but yeah, I just thought it was okay, or really good. I didn't think it was great. Then we had a Chuck Taylor and Johnny Gargano taking on Pac and Masato Yoshino, and this was really good, not great. Again, the American talent, just you stick these guys in there that just aren't of the level to be in there with like a guy like Pac or Yoshino, and the match suffers because of it. They need to get guys who can work this style better, and I don't know if they have access to those guys. I mean, you have Ricochet, and Ricochet can do it, but maybe they just don't have access to those guys. But really, I liked it better when they were bringing in the Dragon Gate guys. I really did, or the Dragon Gate guys, the Chikara guys, because the Chikara guys at least work a similar type style, and there are, you know, 4 or 5 guys in Chikara that can probably at least keep up with the Dragon Gate guys. So, I mean, Chuck Taylor's one of them, so, you know, that's okay. And I guess Johnny Gargano is technically a Chikara guy now, too. But, you know, there's definitely guys, you know, and we've seen it. We've seen it with Jigsaw, and we've seen it with Quackenbush, and trying to think who else, you know, I mean, well, and you've got, well, but anyways, I just think that there are better guys you can bring in to kind of work the style. But anyways, that's just kind of me. But another good match, I would say. Pay-per-view was me. I would say there was just something really missing with the show to really make it all that enjoyable. And like I said, I was watching a Chikara show, which, you know, they do a lot of the same things as far as, you know, trying to tell stories, you know, as far as in the ring, in front of the crowd, and they do a much better job of it. And, you know, Gabe really needs to wake up and realize that, because that's really what's missing on these shows. It's you know, it's, ooh, let's, after you see one Dragon Gate show, you kind of feel like you've seen, you don't need to see another one. And that's kind of sad, to be honest. You know, I mean, I think a lot of people that would watch these shows are going to compare it to, you know, the actual Japanese stuff. And the Japanese stuff in Japan is a lot more, it's a lot funner to watch than this stuff is. This stuff sometimes feels like a hassle. You have a lot of guys that just, the gimmicks don't come off well. Guys just don't seem to be used right. It's just very, and I know they've only got 2 hours on a pay-per-view to really set it up, but, and I didn't watch the iPay-per-view, and maybe the iPay-per-views, maybe, but from what I heard, the iPay-per-views were just kind of the same thing. So, you know, it's really, you know, I want Dragon Gate to do well because I like the guys that they bring in, but at the same time, it's got to be better than what it is. So, anyways, still, it was, wrestling-wise, it was a really good show, but there was nothing else to it. And when I mean nothing else, I mean literally there was nothing else to it. To me, none of these storylines really click, and that's a problem. Especially, you know, what are we going on the 3rd year now with this, and we still don't have really a storyline that clicks, in my opinion, at least to me. So maybe it's just me. But anyways, if I was to rate this, you know, I'd give it an 8.5. I guess. I mean, the wrestling was really good, and they're not that expensive to order, so, you know, I don't know what will be on the DVD. There'll be more stuff on the DVD than this, so the DVD could be better. I've heard that the DVDs are better for the most part, because there's usually a few more things on there, and it usually makes it a little better, but anyways, that's kind of what it is. So anyways, yeah, there you go, and then, hopefully, I might put one up. I might put another review now it looks like you can actually put up 2 videos in a day and YouTube not screw you out of views. I might put up another one after I'm done with this Chikara show. We'll see. I'm really liking it, even though it's not a great show so far, but we'll see how it goes. But I am, hopefully, I'm going to try to do more DVD reviews this year. It's kind of one of my New Year's resolutions. I had a lot, but not a lot, but a few different ones. And one of the things I really wanted to do more DVD reviews. I've really gotten away. I got away from that this past year. I really wanted to get back into doing it this year. So definitely, you'll probably see some more DVD reviews. And hopefully I'm going to try to watch some different things and see how, I'll review some different stuff and then see how it goes. And if I can stay with the company, and if not, well, we'll just get, a lot of ROH stuff, maybe. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I am going to try to do some Chikara stuff, probably some PWG stuff as well, and anything else that might just catch my fancy. But, so yeah, there will definitely be some, and maybe some retro reviews as well. We'll wait and see. But anyways, if you have a chance to see the show and you really like Dragon Gate USA, then this is probably a show you really probably should see. If you're kind of like me and kind of indifferent about Dragon Gate, I'm not going to say it's a skippable. It is a skip. It's a really good show, but it's a really good skippable show. That would be kind of the way I would put it. Even though this is a pretty important show because they did crown tag team champions on this show, and the belts looked really nice, I will admit. But at the same time, it didn't feel like an epic type show. It didn't, that final didn't seem like a final. And I understand what they were trying to do with the guys they put in that final match, but at the same time, that final needed to be better than that, and it wasn't. So there you go. But anyways, with that, I'm out. Have a good one. Later.